All right, great rising everybody. Anjane here, and as always, welcome back to my channel. For today's yoga flow, I actually have a stretch and release class prepared for you guys. We will need some props of a block. If you don't have any blocks, feel free to use something that can kind of act as a block, a rolled up blanket, rolled up towel, whatever you can use to create some type of expansion. Grab your smudges or whatever else you feel you may need. We'll meet right back here on the mat and let's dive right in. Alrighty guys, so like I said, today's class is considered a stretch and release. I figured it would be a great thing to have on my channel just to have some really easy and, functional stretches that you can do whether you're on your mat, in your kitchen, at work, just things that you can do to help relieve some tension and tightness that you may be having in your body. No immediate yoga flow required, but as always, I just want to be able to, synchronize our energy, get present in this moment. So wherever you are when you play this video, I just want you to take a moment to yourself and do a couple of cleansing breaths. We're going to close down our eyes, placing the backs of our hands on tops of our knees. We'll just take 3 inhales and exhales together. Breathing in, filling up with air, taking an inhale. And softly exhale it out. One more, inhale. And exhale it out. Once more, inhale. And exhale it out. Good job. Alrighty guys, so for today's flow, like I mentioned before, you guys will need 2 blocks, a rolled up blanket or towel, whatever you can use to create some sort of expansion or height. This is a functional stretch class, so if you find yourself like at work or anything like that, I think this would be a great little thing to kind of plug in between your day. So where you might not have blocks, you might have a desk, you might have a chair, use what you have around you, just something to ground your hands on. And we're just going to come up to a standing position. Blocks directly in front of you, and I'm going to turn sideways so you guys can actually see what I look like. Placing your hands on the blocks, we're inhale, take your gaze up, halfway lift. Exhale, let your hands be heavy and fold. And if you need to have a generous bend in your knees, feel free to do so. Option to rest your hands onto the blocks, on the floor, whatever you're using to support yourself. Once more, we'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. And in this fold, trying to see if you can straighten your legs a little bit, whatever you're grounding your hands on, walking your hands a little bit farther, creating more of a stretch, creating an arch in your back, stretching your shoulders, shoulder blades. If you need to generously bend in the knees, you can do that. Lots of options. Walking your blocks or whatever you're holding on to closer back towards your body. We'll inhale and halfway lift again. This time removing your hands onto whatever's creating your stability and just forward fold naturally. Grabbing onto the backs of your legs, your thighs, wherever you find. Ooh, I feel like my necklace is raking into this microphone. From here, we're gonna root to rise. Inhale, coming into Tadasana. Exhale, gentle back bend, reaching directly behind you. Let it all go. Inhale, returning back to midline. And exhale, hands into heart. We're going to reach down for our blocks, placing them directly in front of us. I'm going to come into this wide stance. Placing your hands directly on your blocks, we're going to walk our feet about a hip's width distance apart to where you're in a wide-legged stance. We're going to inhale as we halfway lift. Exhale and forward fold. Using your blocks as support to ground yourself so that you don't lose balance and have a little bit more stability. Breathing in and out. Coming up, placing your hands back on your blocks, we're going to walk our feet in just a little bit, crossing your left leg directly behind your right. We're going to take these blocks, walking them over towards the left side. Inhale and lift. Exhale and fold. Stretching the backs of your legs, really stretching from your arms, getting a shoulder stretch, creating a lot of length and space. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, walking your blocks back in front and uncrossing your legs, forward fold. Coming up halfway, placing our hands back on our blocks, walking them over to the right side, crossing your right foot behind your left. Find an inhale to lift. Exhale and fold, stretching out the fascia on the backs of your legs. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, reversing everything, walking your blocks directly back in front and fold. Letting your head be heavy. Your next breath brings your body back upright. We're going to walk our blocks to where they're directly underneath our face. Make sure my hair is out the way. Placing both hands on your blocks, find an inhale with a straight, flat back. Exhale, bending in this left knee. We're coming into a modified Skandasana, just bending. And inhale to lift. Exhale, bending on the right side. Inhale to lift. Exhale, bending on the left side. Inhale to lift. And exhale, bending on the right. Feel free to go at your own pace. This doesn't have to be deep bends. It could even be a micro bend. We're just adding a little bit of stretching and releasing to our inner hip flexors, to the fascia in the backs of our legs, and just adding a little bit of movement and mobility back to our day. Just stretching it out, bending in both knees. Last one. Straightening out both legs, find an inhale to lift. Exhale, last one, forward fold. Coming up halfway, we're gonna walk our blocks and our feet in just a little bit, placing your blocks to where they're directly underneath both glutes. We're gonna take our hands from off our blocks, placing them on midline. Find a breath in. And on the exhale, bending in both knees, having a seat on your blocks, coming into Malasana or Yogi Squat. We're going to place our hands into Anjali Mudra right in the center, passively placing your knees right on tops of your thighs. Take a breath in. And exhale it out. We're going to leave this right hand directly here on our heart, extending our left arm out to the side, palms facing forward. We're going to internally rotate our hands to where now your palm is facing behind you, bending in this elbow, placing the back of your hand right on the small of your back. Inhale, rolling your shoulders back and down, shifting your gaze to the left side, and exhale. Your next breath in extends both arms up above. Inhale. Exhale, left hand to heart, right arm extends out to the side. Externally rotating, taking that back of that right hand onto the small of your back. Breathe in, rolling your shoulders down. Exhale, looking over to the right side. Next breath in unwinds everything. Arms extend up above. Exhale, hands into Anjali Mudra, piercing your elbows onto the insides of your thighs. Option to come up onto your tippy toes as we come into the traditional yogi squat or malasana. Breathe in. And exhale it out. Good job. Grounding your heels if you are on your tippy toes, placing your hands onto your mat. We're going to come back up to our wide-legged stance. Removing your blocks from directly in front or from behind you to directly in front of you. Walk your feet in to where they're right at hips width distance, bending in your knees, and we're going to have a seat. Into Sukhasana, placing your blocks on the opposite sides of your thigh on the lowest setting. We're going to take our right hand or our right forearm, resting it on top of your block, inhaling this left arm up and over. Exhale, shifting your gaze down to the floor. Inhale as both arms rise. Exhale, left forearm on top of the block, right arm up and over, gaze to the floor. Inhale as both arms rise. Exhale, hands into heart, and let it all go. Thank you guys for allowing me to help give you your little bit of stretch and release for your day. It is my hope that you guys can plug this into your day at any time you may like to. Feel free to do this class when you're at work, substituting your blocks for a desk or a table. Whatever you have to work with, use what you got. I am a big firm believer in that. As always, I thank you guys for being plugged in with me, wishing you guys infinite blessings and peace as you travel into your day or week. Until next time, peace.